Good morning, everyone. Haven't we just been blessed with an amazing fall? I am so thankful to the Lord for these beautiful days that we've been having. I hope you had a fantastic weekend and are ready for a new devotional this morning. So I was hoping to find a nice spot outside to do this, but unfortunately, everywhere I tried, it was way too sunny. But maybe you'd rather hear me than see me. I don't know. Anyways, so this morning's devotional, I would like to ask you a question. What voice are you listening to? And sometimes I wonder about the voice that I hear at any given moment. Is it God speaking or is it not? And over the last few weeks, it has really been a test of discernment for me, and also an exercise in self-control and discipline over the thoughts that come thereafter. And it's a battle not to allow these thoughts to run away and to take on a life all their own. And as a result, like these voices, they certainly stirred up fear, discouragement, disappointment, anger, worry, some anxiety. And over the course of this weekend, the Holy Spirit was whispering to me, whose voice am I listening to? Is it God's voice or is it Satan's voice? And that's a really, really good question. So I have a piece of paper that I usually keep tucked in my Bible, and for some reason it wasn't, because I came across it in a pile of papers that was on my desk. And this, of course, I believe was no coincidence. And I really needed the reminders from this. And this is what was on the piece of paper. And it was a light bulb moment for me to remember, because ding, ding, right? Sometimes we really need that. And so here's what it says. God's voice. It stills you, leads you, reassures you, enlightens you, encourages you, comforts you, calms you, and convicts you. Conversely, Satan's voice rushes you, it pushes you, it frightens you, confuses you, discourages you, worries you, obsesses you, and condemns you. And how many of you can see that with some of the past experiences that you've had? And I also wanted to mention something else, because this is something that someone once told me, and it's easy to remember because it's based on math, one of my favorite subjects. Not really, but it's pretty simple and it's helpful. God works to add and multiply in your life, while Satan works to subtract and divide in your life. And in short, God's voice blesses you, while Satan's voice wants to rob you. And we are told in Deuteronomy 13, verse 4, you shall follow the Lord your God and fear him. You shall keep his commandments, listen to his voice, serve him, and cling to him. And this is certainly a loaded verse with what we as believers should do. And of course, you heard in that verse that listening to his voice, to God's voice, is one of those things that we all need to do. I need to do it. And these reminders have helped me to overcome in those moments when those voices come, to be victorious in that moment. But I'm not kidding myself at all. The reality is that the struggle and the battle are real. It's a moment by moment, and sometimes I mess up, and sometimes when I'm listening and I'm discerning, that I do much better. But I know God is faithfully with me, and he has given me the Holy Spirit as my helper to keep persevering, to listen to the right voice. And he has done that for you as well. So I know I can trust him, and I know that he's my go-to place for help. So if you're struggling today, ask yourself, whose voice are you listening to? Get to know whose voice you are hearing and whose voice you are listening to. And you will definitely hear both, but you really only want to end up listening to one voice, and that's God's voice. And so learn to shut out Satan's voice, and you too will also be victorious and be able to overcome in those moments. So I pray and I hope that this devotional has encouraged you today. It certainly was an encouragement and reminder to me over this weekend, and so I pray blessing and success in this in the coming days. So have yourselves a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Okay, God bless. Bye for now.